I've spent over $2,000 and hundreds of hours over the last 3 months extensively testing basically every video doorbell on the market, only to come to the conclusion that there is not and will never be a one-size-fits-all video doorbell. So instead, today on The Hookup, I'm gonna guide you through the process of picking the video doorbell that makes the most sense for you. In case you're new to my channel, I do unsponsored and unbiased comparison videos of all kinds of home tech. But one of the things that I specialize in is security camera testing. In a normal camera review, I extensively test things like daytime and nighttime video quality, field of view, recording quality, motion detection accuracy, and a whole lot more. And in the end, I'm usually able to give you a definitive answer as to which camera is the best. But for doorbell cameras, there is a lot more to consider. So instead, I'm gonna give you my top picks in the budget, mid-range, and premium categories and spend a little bit of time on each one explaining why it may or may not be the right pick for you. Before we get started, the two things that all these doorbells have in common is that they require existing doorbell wiring and they use the internet to connect you to your doorbell when you're away from home. If you don't have existing doorbell wiring, you'll want to check out my other review of the best battery-powered video doorbells of 2022. And if you aren't comfortable with the cloud connection, you want to check out my video on doorbell cameras with local connection options. Starting off in the budget category, which I defined as video doorbells with less than $150 of what I call true cost of ownership, which includes the purchase price of the doorbell plus 2 years of any applicable subscription fees. This category includes the Wyze video doorbell, the Hikvision DS-HD1, the Reolink Wi-Fi doorbell, the Wemo S, and the Amcrest 8410. These budget doorbells are mostly manufactured by Chinese security camera companies like Hikvision, Dahua, and Reolink, and they save money by recording locally onto an internal SD card instead of using a subscription cloud service. In this budget category, my top pick is the new $99 Reolink Wi-Fi doorbell. The Reolink's video quality is light years ahead of any other doorbell that I've tested, though its usefulness is a little bit questionable since Reolink opted for a zoomed-in landscape orientation camera with just under 130 degrees of horizontal field of view and less than 100 degrees of vertical field of view. And that means that packages left next to your door probably won't be visible. Reolink's motion detection accuracy is extremely good thanks to their on-device AI person detection, which resulted in accurate notifications being delivered to my phone roughly 7 seconds after they occurred. The Reolink app is also significantly better than the rest of the doorbells from this budget category and gives you easy access to live view and a playback menu that can be sorted by event type with animated thumbnail previews for each clip. Two-way talk on the Reolink Wi-Fi doorbell is usable but not great with clear audio on both sides, but over a second of delay between speaking and being heard, which makes carrying on a full conversation fairly difficult.
Testing two-way audio, testing 1, 2, 3.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Testing two-way audio, testing 1, 2, 3.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Testing two-way audio, testing 1, 2, 3. Testing two-way audio, testing 1, 2, 3.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
And unfortunately, the Reolink doorbell can't use your existing chime and instead comes with its own wireless indoor chime. However, the biggest issue with the Reolink doorbell is how new it is. And even though I've been testing it for over 2 weeks, there haven't been any truly long-term tests to know about durability and reliability. The only other doorbell in this budget category that's even worth considering is the Amcrest 8410, which has two major advantages over the Reolink. The first is that it has a working Amazon Echo integration, and the second is the ability to ring your existing chime as well as announce doorbell presses on your Echo devices. But considering the fact that the Amcrest is at the very top of the lowest budget category, I really don't see any instances where it would be the right pick. So next we'll move on to the mid-range category, which I defined as a true cost of ownership between $150 and $350. This category has popular doorbells from brands you've definitely heard of, like the Eufy Dual, Arlo Essential, Logitech Circle, Belkin Wemo, and Ring Pro 2. This category is where we start to see features like familiar face detection, package detection, really polished apps, and more robust integrations with Google Home, Amazon Echo, and HomeKit. My top pick in this category is the $199 Eufy Dual Camera Doorbell, which is the least expensive out of the group. And like all Eufy cameras, it does not require a cloud subscription. Not only is the Eufy Dual packed with all the features that I just mentioned, like familiar face plus person, pet, and package detection, but it also has dual cameras to give you a clear image of the entire area in front of your doorbell as well as the area immediately under your doorbell. And the package camera is even aimable to make sure it covers everywhere you need. The Eufy doorbell also has the most customizable experience, letting you choose between the fastest notifications possible or rich notifications with zoomed in thumbnails. And in my testing, the Eufy Dual actually had the fastest motion notifications of any of the doorbells, arriving in about 3.5 seconds after the motion event occurred. You can also change the notification press action between live view or event recordings, and overall the app is just extremely feature-rich and polished. To me, the Eufy Dual is about the perfect doorbell, but it does have two issues that could be deal breakers. Starting with the most serious one, which affects every Eufy product. If someone were to steal your Eufy camera and hold down the sync button on the back, it will factory reset, which not only removes it from your Eufy app and account, but it also removes all recordings from that device, including the recording of that event. Certain Eufy products can be backed up to the Eufy cloud for a monthly fee to mitigate that issue, but the dual camera doorbell currently isn't one of those compatible devices. The second possible deal breaker is that the Eufy Dual cannot ring your existing chime, so you're stuck with the wireless Eufy chime and Amazon Echo alerts. Speaking of which, the Eufy Echo skill allows you to get doorbell press notifications on any of your Echo devices, and you can stream the live view of your doorbell to any Amazon Echo Show or Google Home device. However, even though those integrations work fine, they illustrate a significant problem with the smart home industry itself. Because even though the Eufy doorbell does work with your Echoes, it will never work as well as a Ring doorbell, because Amazon owns Ring and they want that to be the tightest integration. And the same goes for the Google Home, which integrates seamlessly with the Nest series of doorbells, which we'll talk about in the premium category. Back to the Ring though, if Amazon Echo integration is your top priority, then everything else in this video is moot, and you should choose a doorbell from the Ring ecosystem. And the best one that I've ever tested is the Ring Pro 2. At a retail price of $259 and $40 a year subscription fee for 2 years, the true cost of ownership on the Ring Pro 2 is $339. But it does deliver very good performance across the board that's extremely reliable and has very few shortcomings. Video quality, field of view, motion detection, and two-way talk performance were all highly ranked in my testing. But as I said, the main reason you would choose the Ring Pro 2 over the Eufy Dual is the integration into the Amazon Echo ecosystem. Because when somebody presses the button on your Ring Pro 2 doorbell, it automatically pops up video on your Echo Show devices, and two-way talk between your Echo devices and the Ring doorbell is basically perfect.
Testing Ring Echo two-way audio. Testing Ring Echo two-way audio.
Also in this mid-range category are the Apple HomeKit doorbells, which are their own huge bag of worms. If you want a natively supported HomeKit secure video doorbell, your options are pretty slim, but I tested what I believe are the only two on the market, the Logitech Circle View doorbell and the Belkin Wemo doorbell. This tight integration with HomeKit saves your motion event recordings directly to your iCloud account for easy playback on any of your Apple devices, and has some neat integrations like showing motion and doorbell presses on your Apple TV as they happen. I personally think that HomeKit Secure Video is a little bit overrated since it's ultimately just another cloud service, and it not only requires a monthly fee for premium iCloud if you want to record more than one camera, but it also requires you to have an Apple Hub like a HomePod or an Apple TV to act as a relay for your Apple ID. That said, I thought that the Belkin Wemo was significantly better than the Logitech Circle for a lot of reasons. First, neither of them had great video quality, but the Wemo's camera had a fisheye lens with almost 180 degrees of vertical field of view and close to 140 horizontal, which helps eliminate blind spots around your door. I've heard the argument that the fisheye lens makes identifying people more difficult, but the video quality on the Logitech Circle wasn't much better, despite its much narrower field of view. The Belkin Wemo was also slightly better at consistently starting recordings at the beginning of an event, and I found that about 1 in 10 of my motion recordings on the Logitech Circle were of a person standing at my door already or walking away from the door. I also had disconnection issues with my Logitech Circle where the doorbell would randomly go offline and I would need to bring it inside to reconnect it to my network, and I had no such issues with the Belkin Wemo. As for HomeKit Secure Video in general, I will say that the facial detection works great, the two-way audio had the smallest delay out of any of the doorbells that I tested, and the Apple TV picture-in-picture is a really neat feature. But for $259 for the doorbell itself, and then additional costs for HomePod or Apple TV, and then an iCloud subscription on top of that, the value of either of these HomeKit secure doorbells is a bit questionable when compared to the other top performers in this video. But in any case, if a HomeKit integration is your priority, Belkin is the way to go. Moving on to that premium category, these are doorbells that have a true cost of ownership of over $350. And this category has 4 doorbells from just 2 brands. From Google, we've got the Nest Hello 1st generation and the Google Nest Wired 2nd generation. And from Ubiquiti, we've got the Unify G4 doorbell and the Unify G4 Pro doorbell. And the big feature in this category that isn't really found in the cheaper options is 24/7 recording. It's worth noting that as it applies to these doorbells, your true cost of ownership might be significantly lower than what I've stated. For example, I calculated the cost of the Eufy doorbells by adding the doorbell cost with the cost of the cheapest Eufy Protect appliance, which happens to be the Cloud Key Gen 2 Plus for $199. But if you already have a Eufy network with a Dream Machine Pro or a Cloud Key Gen 2 Plus, then your cost will be significantly less. The same goes for the Nest doorbells, because unlike other camera subscriptions that are often per device, the Nest Aware Plus subscription that enables 24/7 recording is $12 a month and covers all of your Nest cameras. So if you already own a Nest camera, your doorbell can be added to that plan for no additional cost. So with that out of the way, my top two picks are the Google Nest Gen 2 doorbell and the Eufy G4 Pro, in no particular order. Compared to the Eufy dual cam doorbell, the Eufy G4 Pro doorbell has slightly worse video quality, slightly worse two-way talk performance, and no native connectivity with Amazon Echo or Google Home. But if what you want is to use your doorbell as a true security camera, then 24/7 recording is a huge upgrade over purely motion-based recording, and may justify using the G4 Pro over the Eufy doorbell. If you are not in the Eufy ecosystem, but you still need 24/7 recording, then the Google Nest Wired Gen 2 is, in my opinion, a better pick than the Nest Hello first generation. And as I mentioned, if a tight integration into your Google Home devices is a priority, then the Nest doorbell is basically your only option.
Someone's at the front yard doorbell.
And thankfully, it's also a pretty good option. I found that the notification speed of the Nest doorbell was just as fast as the Eufy Dual, and the Nest doorbells offer a similar feature set to the Eufy with person, vehicle, pet, package, and familiar face detection. About the only thing that the Eufy has that the Nest doesn't is that additional downward-facing package camera, but the portrait orientation of the new Nest camera gets you close to 160 degrees of vertical field of view, which should still be enough to keep an eye on packages that are close to your door. And the Nest, of course, comes with the huge advantage of 24/7 recording, assuming that you can stomach that $12 a month cloud subscription. So to recap, if you're trying to keep your budget under $100, I do not think that you can do better than the Reolink Wi-Fi doorbell, which gets you subscription-free person detection and fantastic video quality if you're willing to take the risk on a newer, non-battle tested product. Also, one important thing that I didn't mention is that the Reolink doorbell paired with the Reolink NVR can enable 24/7 recording without a monthly fee by directly recording onto the NVR's hard drive, which makes it an even stronger option. However, if you're looking for a tried and true strong performer and great value, the $199 Eufy Dual is by far the best option and is my overall blanket recommendation for a video doorbell. However, if you're trying to integrate your doorbell into a specific ecosystem, my picks are the Belkin Wemo for HomeKit Secure Video, the Ring Pro 2 for Amazon Echo integration, and the Google Nest Doorbell Wired Gen 2 for integration with your Google Home. I've got links down in the description for every doorbell from this video, and if you appreciate the amount of time, effort, and money that it takes for me to make a video like this, I'd appreciate if you could use those links, since as an Amazon affiliate, I do earn a small commission on them at no cost to you. I'd also like to thank all of my awesome patrons over at Patreon for your continued support of my channel, and if you're interested in supporting my channel, please check out the links down in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button and consider subscribing. And as always, thanks for watching The Hookup.